Hey, welcome back to Linda³ Again. Or shall I say Linda quartered again? How do you even say that? Quadruplied again? Anyways, we're gonna try to do Scenario D today. How Scenario D works, you gotta get at least 100 species to complete this whole scenario, but you gotta do it in 1 year. Which sounds like a pretty horrific thing to have to do, and it's pretty tough. But the game does help you out with it a little more than you might think at first. But something that just occurred to me is, I don't think I showed you guys the prologue at any point during this playthrough. So let's show it off now. Hey Ken, check this one out. See? Isn't this planet the prettiest? What, you mean planet Earth? If that's Earth, then that's where I want my honeymoon. Yeah, right. As if anyone would want to marry you. Don't you remember what they said in class, Linda? Its coordinates are gone. Planet Earth was lost ages ago. Well, then go find it for me. Before you're an old man, of course. Huh? Find what? Planet Earth. What? Linda, wait, it's a deal. Ken, I'll be your lovely wedded bride once you find it. Bride? Man. She's weird. There. Because last time, at the end of Scenario C, for an end of the episode Easter egg, I showed up the PC Engine version of the prologue. So there's the whole, this prologue. So let's just go ahead and get started on Scenario D. I do have a couple of notes here I'm going to consult, because you do have to keep things pretty expedient. I'm not really sure how this playthrough will go as far as the editing goes, because there's most likely going to be a lot of save reloading, because you really got to min-max your time. But there's a few other things I've been looking into. I sincerely think this is still possible to do in 3 seasons instead of like the full 4 seasons, other than the couple of monsters you can't get until 99 anyways. But we'll see if we can't accomplish that this time around. Ideally, we'll get all 120 creatures. I'm not promising anything. I'm gonna do my best, though. So let's get this party started. Asteroid. There's Mimi. Ken, only 1 year remains before the Grim Reaper hits. You haven't gathered any animals. Did you slack off on purpose? Yeah, maybe. Maybe, Mimi. That's it. You wanted a time trial, didn't you? You know me too well, Mimi. So yeah, to start, let me just exit our house here for a second. Ah, yes. I'll be going on a trip shortly. Nothing bad, don't worry. I've got nothing worth stealing, so need to check in or call. I'm just sightseeing with an old friend, so I'll be back whenever I'm done. Captain? Your old friend, Captain? So let's get the dialogue speed up to turbo again. Oh, let's turn the voices off, just in case it comes up again. Let's sit on the swing for a moment. Say, Ken, I have a request. When we have kids, will you build them a swing like this one? Sure, Linda. I'll give you the silent treatment, but sure. So the first thing I wanted to really draw your attention to is, you know, there's no little girl to get a dog from. But if you check your inventory, you start with 2 dogs, one level 5, one level 15. You also get 2 wolves, one level 20, one level 25. We don't have anything hidden down here, do we? No. I'm not really going to be using our Canine counterparts, though. I don't want to risk losing them. It won't really be too necessary, because in it, I didn't even draw attention to this yet, but see how Ken and Linda are already level 30 apiece? I don't know why Ken has 30,603 experience, whereas Linda only has 30,341. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. Also, if you look at your skills, you'll find out that you have all of them. Every last one of them. And the same goes for Linda. I'm not sure how I check from here, but... skills... oh yeah, just on Linda. But yeah, same deal for Linda. Even has all the ring skills. Yeah, if you look in your gear, Ken starts with dog equipment. Linda also starts with dog equipment. We also have a few Rico tabs. We have all 8 of the rings in our inventory already. So we have those to go, ready to go. Got a free fly pass. Got an escape device. We're gonna buy more of those. Rotten meat, I presume, to help insects and the hyena find you. You do get a courtesy ribhorn flower for a revive. And a channel number 5. I thought there was something else. Yeah, we have all of our skills, too. Including the masker skill, which I didn't get in Scenario C. I have half a mind, before I continue on with Scenario D after this episode, to do a bonus episode for Scenario A, B, and C for stuff that I had missed. Because I'd like to give myself a little bit of wiggle room in case this run goes horribly wrong. But we'll see how that goes once we get rolling here. So I think that's everything in here at the moment I want to show off. Yeah, and we also have, what is that, 50 million? I don't even know if that's possible to spend all of that. You can buy a lot of escape devices, and you don't even need a flash beacon, you got the Whistler ability. I also don't think there's anyone still, like, on the planet, really. Like, the equipment dealers are gone, the incubator's not here, I don't think there's any rippers, so on and so forth. As far as I can tell, but this is all about keeping your speed up. Another thing that you should be mindful of here is, if you talk to this fellow, he actually has a bunch of weapons for you already. So we're gonna go ahead and take the Eagle Saber out so we can hit an entire row. I haven't actually played around with all these weapons, so I don't know if any of these other ones have a special property. I mean, the Squirrel Needle for the Squirrels Underground, we'll grab one. And let's take the Big Raptor. Big Raptor? It's not even... I love how it doesn't have a... excuse me, it doesn't have an actual designation for the weapon. It's just Big Raptor. So let's... I guess we'll just give Ken the Eagle Saber for now. We'll give Linda... Do I want her to have the Big Raptor? I guess I'm gonna start her with it. She's gonna be our Cobra Twist lady, but I don't really want to hit enemies too hard. A lot of the time this playthrough, once we find one of any given creature, we're gonna want to run from the fight anyway and just bring it to the Ark. We don't want to get our inventory clogged up. Oh yeah, I also didn't show... We already have stuff in the TCU. So even though we have to collect 100 monsters to begin with, we already have these in our TCU. So I believe the reason why the bison and otters are here is because they go extinct. Ladybug is just really annoying to find. I'm kind of surprised we get the Hydra. They're not that hard to find. You can get them in the ant cave if you get ambushed. Snakeheads aren't really that rare. Tree frog is considerate. Koi is also considerate because they're in separate spots. Not sure why they give us tiger. I'm not even really sure why they give us the giraffes. Because you can get them in the anglerfish cave for an ambush as well. And you would have had to have gotten... Well, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily have gotten them had you done Scenario C if you got them from that one quest. And we got the female stag beetle, which you can't really find in Scenario C, as far as I can tell. I haven't found one yet anyways. Other than for the mission. And last but not least, the boy anglerfish. So yeah, that's a good start on our stats. But we're not even going to deposit these just yet. There's a few low effort item... Oh yeah, yes, no, we're going to go up here. There's a few low effort things I want to get right now. Because we're going to try to do a bunch of stuff right now that doesn't cause time to move at all. Like, whatsoever. So we're going to start with that. My notes. So let's fly... Let's fly to Monago first. And stay there. We do need to buy some of those escape devices. Well, except I can't in Monago. Well, I didn't think that through, but we can use the Whistler ability, then we can deposit the stuff in the Ark. I mean, no big deal. I'm fairly confident we can do it, I mean, I have before. Let's go up here and... I can't remember if I pointed it out, but all the keys were gotten too. So you can, you know, grab this if you want. I didn't really need to, I'll just throw that away probably. But you may as well get all the cryopreserved animals you can find. There, sea cucumber. So we got them in our inventory. We're actually gonna want to fight some sea cucumbers. I don't know how many episodes in that'll be. I'm not really sure how many episodes this whole part will be, because I think there's gonna be a lot of editing out, like, dead time and reloading. Like, I'm not gonna reload constantly, but like, well, I mean I will, but what I'm trying to say is, like, if I do reload, I'll probably show you the first time I reload, maybe the second, if something interesting happens, but otherwise I'll just teleport you, for lack of a better term, to the end part. So let's, now that we've gotten that, let's use Ken's Whistler ability instantly. Just use it right now. Ken's Whistler ability. I think this is still a little faster than had I just ran on over, despite it being right next door. I'll just run in here immediately. Time doesn't flow in the Ark either. Time doesn't flow in cities, or the Ark, and a few other places. It's not always obvious, but I was saying in other episodes, if you just stand and wait for 30 seconds, and the screen doesn't pop up, like, this screen doesn't pop up automatically, then you're in a place where time doesn't flow. I'm pretty sure that's a standard thing. Yeah, let's get all these put away here. While we're in the Ark, we may as well grab the crickets. They're pretty handy here. But yeah, another thing I should have showed off too is there's also, you know how we had all of our abilities? It also means those creatures were already captured for the Ark. So I believe the Ark comes preloaded with 48 creatures, none of which are a pear. Or a banana, or a pomegranate, or a persimmon, or any other variety of fruit. Then there is a few other dungeony like areas where you can go and fight monsters, and it won't... like, time doesn't go by, you can just take your sweet time. You can take your sweet time because it doesn't flow. Like when we go to nab the cricket. And then after we grab the cricket, we'll go to Ozport, because we can go underground in Ozport. When we do that, we can get the giblets. We can also get the catfish. And because we're level 30 apiece, we don't really have to worry about getting really slapped around too much. Excuse me. This may seem counterintuitive, but I'm not going to collect most of the creatures that are in the East map yet. Because part of the way this game works with time flow is, like, if you're in an area when it's time for time to flow over, if you don't camp or otherwise, like, enter, leave a town, what have you, like, you can effectively stay in that area infinitely. So, it's better to stick, like, the East map, like, for later. Oh, still the sea cucumbers. Like, save it for later, because it's gonna be right by the Ark anyway. We really gotta prioritize the West map, because we need to get the pandas. That's a non-negotiable if you want all 120, so what are we at? Yeah, 69 animals, oh yeah, but 10 species filed. Soon to be 71 species, and 11 animals. So we'll just go upstairs and get started. The cricket hunt. Okay, good. So we'll just kind of wander around. I should maybe do the old stand here and wait technique while the crickets show up. We'll walk slowly to begin. Anything over here? Alright, let's stand here and wait. There, I stood there for about a minute. I'm not sure if stand here and wait even works the same on the Ark or not, like in places where enemies don't traditionally spawn. But yeah, again, thankfully, time doesn't flow here. But yeah, I'm just gonna wander around here till we find a cricket. Oh, hey, there we go, finally we found a cricket. Sometimes they take forever to show up, I don't know why that is. Why is there only just one cricket? I don't know if this is a Scenario D exclusive thing, because in... the first time I did Scenario D on live stream, I had the same issue, like only one cricket would show up. Oh, another thing I should immediately do so it doesn't try to run away or otherwise move off of the red carpet. Oh yeah, it's not gonna just go to the end, we're gonna Moon Yabasa. I think this 100% of the time puts enemies to sleep. It's expensive though. Yeah, you also gotta bear in mind, actually I'm not sure. Maybe you could go to Hardy and sleep, come to think of it. We'll check that in a minute. Because we're right next door. You know, once we find the lady cricket, there we go. So we'll just guard until it melts into our TCU. There we go. And then I'm gonna find a lady cricket, hopefully. Good lord, that took about 10 minutes. Is this even gonna be a lady? There's a lady here at least. Let's roll out the red carpet instantly. Red carpet. Then we'll put the crickets back to sleep with Linda's Moon Yabasa ability. But yeah, that's just kind of luck of the draw with Linda³ Again sometimes. Like, I mean, not that you saw it, I just cut out like 8 minutes of dead air, but just did not want to show up. I didn't leave the area or anything. It just took that long for them to show up. This is also a little obnoxious because, like, anytime I've gotten them in like any other scenario, you run into batches of them of, like, 9 to 12. But in Scenario D, they only seem to show up, like, 1 or 2 at a time. But, I mean, it's a different scenario. Things are, in fact, different. Alright, there. We got the whole cricket family. So thankfully, we won't have to worry about that again. May as well deposit them now. May as well let the other cricket roam free. It's not like we can sell it or anything. I mean, I could make it into... I couldn't even make it into equipment, a single solitary cricket, not that I would want to. No. But yeah, we'll just let that one go now. Release! There. Good. Okay, so now that we're here, let's go back... Let's go to Spur Valley. Because we have ourselves another cryogenically stored animal. Oh yeah, I also wanted to see if we could sleep in our bed. Because that's a bit of an issue in Scenario D. Healing and stuff. Because if you camp, you'll send it over to the next day. It's not a bad idea to try to space out your BP usage in such a way that you re-heal your BP, like, right before or during, like, a season change. When you're, like, in an area. A dungeon, because you can camp in a dungeon and it won't put the season ahead. It's usually best practice to go to a dungeon for a season change, because then you can just mess around there for as long as you want. And then you can also rest, but... Okay, yeah, we can still go to bed. So no problem anyway. So we can, anytime we need a rest, we can just whisk stuff back to the Ark. Because now we can spam Moon Yabasa. Like, it's a great move, but it costs like, what, 18 BP per go-around? I didn't even look. Yeah, 20. Doesn't last very long. But yeah, now let's go to Spur Valley. And ideally, we'll be able to fly back. Fly, Spur Valley, red plat. Before I forget, again, buy escape devices. Is there any reason why I don't want 11? We'll buy 8. We'll start off with 8. Alright, Spur Valley. For posterity's sake, I'm gonna check Eterna as well, because there was that one room that was barricaded off. I find it interesting how it seems like Hardy is the only place I seem to be able to fly to. There's probably other, like Battle Park I can probably fly out of. Something we'll have to remember. It'll change our pathing. Anyways, we'll go down here. So we can get some cryogenically stored buffalo. Might as well while we're here. Now, before we have a lot of time go by. We've had a tiny bit of time go by, because I... You know, I'm going to places where you can't just fly out of, but we're not losing much time at all. So we'll thigh these cryo-preserved animals as well. Yeah, I got the buffalo. Then we'll just check Eterna. I don't think we'll be able to get in the room that I'm imagining, but... I could be wrong, let's check. Then we'll, I mean, if we run into any enemies along the way... No, I think it'd be better if I just whistled back to Hardia. We can't be dilly-dallying any time, it's imperative. But we can do this. We can just do this. Not a lot of time spent whatsoever. Can we fly out of Eterna? No. We'll figure out the thing about Battle Park. There's gotta be dropship methods. It's probably... You probably fly out of Battle Park, and you probably fly out of Doga fights, if I had to guess. So I'm sure I was dropshipping. Dropshipping around. Also, while we're here, is that random coin here now? In Scenario D? No? I don't know what the problem is with that. I mean, Scenario D, I understand the problem. Where was that? It might have been over here. Found it in Scenario C. I just forgot about it. I'm sure I've been here. Was it here? Yeah, it was. Well, we can come in here. Oh, we can't actually... This isn't a cryogenically... Okay. Well, that explains a lot. What's this, though? Gamogam summon. I can't remember what that does. Probably nothing that I want done to me. Effects unknown. Yeah, we could try throwing it at an enemy later if I... Feeling... anything here? No. Alright, well, let's get out of here, then. If we're feeling a little, adventurous. So, yeah, let's now go... Yeah, let's get out of here. We'll whistle on back. Actually, I do want to whistle to Battle Park, just to see if I can... I must be able to. I recall drop shipping myself other places. So let's do that. I can't remember if time flows if the menu's up or not. I don't believe so. Let's be quick about it anyways. Well, I was decidedly not quick about it. I do have some time-saving measures that will be fairly effective when we get to it. I should have just won the arc there, deposited the buffalo, but I want to drop ship to Battle Park first. Let me also see, can you fly me to Nebul Cavity? Or do you just have the ability, no? Let's... If it works if we talk 3 times. Or chat 3 times. Just in case. Works. I mean, we can still drop ship there pretty quickly anyway, so... Okay, so Battle Park. Don't do that. Not that that would really be a waste of time, but don't do that. Yeah, okay, great. So they're here, so yeah, let's go to... I want to go to Doga fights. Blue platform. So Doga fights, then we'll use the aforementioned drop shipment. Fly, not fly. Drop. This is gonna save a lot of time using the drop. Otherwise, we have to run on over. That's gonna take longer than I want to spend. Drop this here. And run right into Galax. Because there's 3 more cryogenically stored animals in here. So that's what, altogether, I think 6 you can find around. It saves you a little bit of time. These ones are, well, like, not that weird. I'll show you in a minute. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So if we go, yeah, in here. Thaw these cryopreserved animals. Yeah, hermit crab. Hermit crab makes some sense to me. Like, I don't know. Like, I think you can find hermit crabs in the overworld in the east side. We've got an impala, which I think they generally show up in autumn. Probably just to save you that headache. And a lady squid for some reason. I don't know what that's about. But thank you just the same. I don't think there's anything else in here that we can thaw out. So let's just take the elevator on out of here. Up we go. Then from here, we'll whistle back. I guess we'll just whistle back to Hardia at that point. Oh yeah, there's... Well, I mean, there's treasure and stuff. No, let's grab it, actually. It's still good. We'll grab this stuff here. I think the camel shirt is still better for Ken or Linda. We'll put it on Ken, because he can get knocked out. Well, Linda can get knocked out, but it's more inconvenient if Ken gets knocked out. Super. So now we're gonna fly on back to Hardia, then we'll go to Ozport. And we'll fight the catfish and the giblet. Now we're not flying out of here, don't be silly. Don't be a silly boy. Okay. Back. Call like a bird. Like calling collect. I guess you would have to call with your beak. That's how you call like a bird. Let's just deposit these now. The extra stats aren't gonna be... I'm not gonna be mad about extra stats. Need more defense. I don't want to get knocked out before I'm ready. Let's put these away. Yeah, then get the catfish and the giblets. Another thing to be mindful of is because so many creatures, you already got one, like either the male or the female. I mean, you really gotta pay attention to that in battle, or else you might spend time trying to get a female or male creature that you already have in the arc. I have a whole list here, which ones you start with, so I'll be referring to that every so often. There, did that. Okay, so now to Ozport, and we're gonna fly there. Just gotta save that little bit of time. So we will fly there, and we will do that. I haven't shown this off yet, but all the Beastman statues are placed, and all the Beastman necklaces are placed. And I have notes for where all those take us to. So that will also come in handy for saving us time. Ozport. So yeah, it sounds pretty impossible at first. Like, how would you get all the monsters in 1 year? Well, the game hooks you up pretty good. To make it possible. Like, if you were at level 1 when you started, even like level 10. And didn't have all these creatures, might actually be impossible. I think they do you a little solid here. Went a little above and beyond. It's still a tough challenge. So again, we can go down here. Time doesn't flow down here. We got the catfish pretty early regardless. But only the boy catfish. They don't run away via hiding in the water. That was a little aggressive of Linda. That's okay. We can spend all the time down here we want. We do. I think we need the giblets. At least one of them. No, we need them both. Alright, so Cobra Twist. There, got the boy. Now, let's try Breath of Fire. Excellent. Split into two. Speaking of split into two, the innards burst into innards. Saves from having to throw it out. Alright, so we could luck out and get another catfish family. Just a la carte, we don't have to... Well, we'll get the boys. Cobra Twist. Ken might even be able to... I'm gonna try it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so let's just flee. We got the boy catfish, let's flee. Let's see if we can find our lady catfish. Now. But yeah, we hit a certain point with this playthrough that I just... I mean, that one we caught, but... A lot of that experience we don't really need, and... You're probably better off just... Unless you get knocked out, you might lose some stuff. Oh, there we go. But I mean, if you get knocked out in Scenario D, you should really be reloading the save anyway, so... Alright, so... Oh yeah, and let's not forget about her... It's morphin' time. So let's do... Oh, just be Ultra Chicken. And apply the Cobra Twist once again. I mean, I keep doing Cobra Twist, I mean it works, but... It'd probably actually be a better idea to use Moon Yabasa. Because it'll freeze every enemy on the battlefield, it just won't instantly do damage. It's more like muscle memory than anything at this point. There, I got all the catfish now. Let's use Linda's nostrils. Oh yeah, it's another thing I didn't actually show off. I might save that for one of the bonus episodes, come to think of it. Because if you actually use Bloodhound in an area that doesn't have monsters, Linda has unique dialogue. There's not one soul here, wait. No, there's at least 7. It's whatever they smell of that lacks soul. I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, there's a flavor dialogue. I don't think it's like per room, I think it's per town. Yeah, what you said like 4 instead. Not 4 soul. Yeah, there's not 4 souls here. Wait, no, there's at least not. Yeah, like I don't know what that's about. Like, does that mean there's actually people around? I don't think that's the game's way of saying you can fight creatures here. I don't think that's what that means. Oh, there is a fellow. Oh, just one of the charity people. Everyone's fled the country, man. Like, I don't know what you're... Fled the planet. I don't know what you're thinking. Guess let's... We don't even really need to go back to Hardia just yet. Let's end the episode by going to G Factory. Because G Factory is a pretty good place to start your whole adventure to begin with. Because for starters, if we go into warehouse number 2 here, we can get our last batch of cryogenically stored creatures, which are up here. Which are the ducks. We can get ducks here. That means we don't have to go to Dug Pond at all. So that's why some of this is good. The fewer places you have to go to, the better. Off the top of my head, if you get all the cryogenic animals and know your pathing well, you don't need to go to Lena's Tower. You don't need to go to Hotel Kakana. You don't need to go to Dug Pond. And probably somewhere else, but at least those places. But the reason why I want to start in G Factory is... I mean, it's a good place to start anyway, because... You know, you want to clear out the west map to get the panda to show up. But up here, we're gonna try to get the lady whale to spawn, and that's a bit fussy sometimes. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make a hard save. To try to get the lady whale to spawn. It's not consistent. And I don't want to have to come back up here again. So this is going to be something where we're going to very aggressively save